Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you in my Tier 8 Japanese DD, the Kagero. Now my captain skills are preventative maintenance, last stand, faster loading torps, radio position finder, and of course, concealment. My modules are protect my main batteries, get the torp tube swinging faster, damp com 1, faster rudder shift, and of course more concealment. Now the two pictures you're about to see is just to let you know how much I have played this ship and loved this ship. These are the old Kagero stats when it was at tier 9. As you can see, I have got some records in this ship, but up until recently, this was my most played ship. The Iowa now has that distinction. But the reason I showed you those two pictures is to let you know that I have played this ship through all the changes it has gone through. It's reassignment to tier 8, the nerf to the Japanese guns, the nerf to the torpedoes. I played it at tier 8, tier 9. I have played this ship for the most part to death. And the one thing is, you have to learn to adapt to the situations when, whatever changes comes to it. Obviously, it got nerfed when it got pushed down to tier 8, but it's still an extremely powerful ship. You really lost the torp reload module, I do believe, because I do believe you can't mount that. I believe that is just a tier 9 perk. But, you know what? I still play this ship. Like I was showing with those stats, I wasn't the world's greatest, but I wasn't no slouch in it. I did play it as a gunboat when stealth firing was still a thing, and now I just kind of use it as a torpedo boat, and because I do believe that is a strong suit. Now, as you can see, I'm not using vigilance because I'm using radio position finder to kind of give me a little bit of a heads up. Now, I did cut my speed down because I was thinking if my torps are loaded, maybe his are. And that's what you have to, remember. Now, I'm not running the torp reload consumable. I am running smoke. I think that torp reload is it's a waste. Smoke is a lot more versatile. You can actually do a lot more with it than just telling your team, oh, I've got a torp reload. All I'm going to do is go and just torp things. And anybody who's got half a brain usually misses all of your torps anyways. You have to play extremely risk-reward with this ship to get your torps to land, or you have to run across the infamous battleship that never turns. Now, because I do have radio position finder, I know where the destroyer's at. Now, I'm expecting him to pop out on the right side of the island and not the left, but I am constantly paying attention. As you can see, I turned that way, thought that's where he was going to pop out, but no, he did reverse. Get a hit, reset the cap. Obviously, immediately hit my smoke. But here's the thing. I know where he's at. I know he's behind the island. He's already launched his torps. And there's no way his torps are really going to hit me. I smoked up. So I might as well take some shots in on the Bismarck. See if I can get some fires going. But, you know what? I don't run ATF because I don't need it. This is more of a torpedo boat than a gunboat. So I don't need the range with my guns. But I'm paying attention to that smoke cloud because as soon as he stops shooting, I'm thinking, well, maybe he's dropping torps. But I'm going to sit in here and kind of play I'm going to deny you the cap. Now, what I do with my torpedoes here is I launch one at the back because he's already reversed back. Now, what I'm thinking is maybe he's going to reverse, detect my torps, panic, go forward, go too far forward, and then I'm going to hit him with the torps in the front. But as you can see, I'm waiting to fire these torps. I'm hoping that this point is when he sees them, he panics, and he's going to go too far forward. Stop, then reverse, but hopefully eat a torp. But, like I said, my torp tubes are reloaded. I've already sent mine. maybe his on their way. He already knows my at least one set was sent, so he should, hopefully just reverse, and then obviously drop his torps into my smoke cloud because mine is ending, his ended, so there's no more smoke, and maybe he's thinking he can catch me off guard. Now, I'm not happy that our turrets went to D. It's a waste of time, but I might as well use that to my advantage. This guy's torps just came. Mine have 20 seconds to reload, so what I'm going to do is go push this guy. I do believe other people were shooting at him, so I do know other people were willing to shoot at a spotted TD. But really what I want to do is utilize this turret's secondaries. I hope this guy's running some sort of secondary build, but even if not, it's not that much of a distance this guy has to make up to get within the 7-2 natural secondaries of a turpets. And the other thing is that I'm doing is hoping that this guy's going to see turpets and colossally screw up in fear of the turpets as secondaries. I'm trying to use the turpets to my ability. Now, I was going to send torps. I decided against it, obviously, there. This guy beached. Figured, what the hell, he's smoking up. I might as well send my torps. I continued to go forward, thinking that I might actually beach a little bit closer than I was. Torps connect, finish him off. A colossal mistake on my part on not putting this fire out. We're just going to call it a brain fart, but I'm just going to keep reversing, and because at this point I know he didn't drop his torps, but what I'm going to do to throw off the enemy is reverse off cap. Now, the reason I reversed off cap is because you can see there's a large force now going to D. We have D, it is our only cap. Now, anybody with half a brain would go, hey, they almost had C, now they don't. I wonder if the destroyer pushed through to D. I'm doing that to try to scare off some of these guys to potentially save our turpets. But I'm on C, I'm going to cap C. The guys that are actually on the cap are constantly getting reset. Now, I don't exactly want to drop my smoke because at the time I wasn't 100% sure where the second destroyer was. I want to kind of pay attention, but I see our Tago is in desperate need of help. He's getting pounded, he's getting pelted. I want to help out these guys, but I also want to keep the enemy team guessing on where I'm at. If I drop my smoke cloud, they know exactly where I'm at. But at this point, we got C. These guys need help. We are equal with ships. I hit my speed boost, hit my smoke cloud to give these guys as much of a smoke cloud as humanly possible, maintaining some sort of speed while in a turn. But now all I'm going to do is just go out there and spot. If there's a chance for me to torp something, I will. But I will use these torpedoes to scare the enemy into going broadside for somebody else to get the big hit. And obviously if they don't make a move, delete a bunch of torps. But I'm not going to torp the Queen Elizabeth sailing away. It's a waste of torps. These things don't have the speed to make up that kind of distance. See that our turpets died, and for the most part there's two ships going to D. At this point I chalk up D as to lost, figuring those two ships are going to go to D. We lose our battleship, unfortunately, to a detonation. I'm not going to bust anybody's balls about getting detonated, but hey, you know what, he got flags, so you know what, it is what it is. But it does put us behind the 8-ball. Like I said, we're not losing D. It's a 1-to-1 cap. We are down on ships. Now, I don't know why it doesn't show that I'm targeting the Colorado, but the Colorado is my target for two reasons. One, the Queen Elizabeth is sailing away, and more importantly, she's too low health. She's going to die. These guys are going to shoot the lower hull of the ship to get the guns out of play, hopefully. Number 2, she's a fire starter, which really pisses everybody off, so of course they want to shoot her. Now, just another thing, too, on why I sent them at her, or on the Colorado. So like I said, most people think you're going to torp the front ship, not the back ship. So Queen Elizabeth sailing away. If the Colorado sees torps, might think, well, they're for the Queen Elizabeth. As 1, 2, 3, devastating strike. Thank you for not turning Colorado. And as you can see, our toggle burns down. The Queen Elizabeth, while our hood got one of the cruisers, but I get spotted, which forces me out of getting into B. I do not know why the carrier did not keep me spotted. It was, I believe, at the time in the Bismarck's secondaries. If not, somebody could have shot at me potentially while what's ever going on. So if you are a low tier carrier in a high tier game, go after the destroyers. You're not going to get the great damage numbers, but what's more important, your damage or getting a win? Now I'm going to hold my torpedoes on this Bismarck. There's no need to send them. This guy's actively moving. He's got threats going on. So if I would drop them, they would be a waste. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to just reverse. And luckily, the enemy DD has died. Now, hats off to that Ioba for staying alive for as long as he did with all that stuff going on. But unfortunately, he's not going to live long. He's low health. There's a Bismarck. I don't expect this guy to really help me out. But what I don't want to do is pop my smoke too early and give the Bismarck exactly where I am and exactly how close I am. But I have to pop my smoke because of dive bombers. Now, I sent these torpedoes knowing that those planes were going to spot these. What I want to do is get this Bismarck committed to a turn, drop the second set. Even if this guy has hydro running, it doesn't matter. He knows torps are coming. The planes spotted them. And if he did have hydro running, I'd be spotted, but I wasn't going to be too worried about it because these torps are going to finish him off. There's no point not to shoot. Might as well get as much little damage as I can. Boom goes the Bismarck. Now, as you can see, we are losing C, but at this point, I'm thinking to myself, if the carrier has any intelligence, he's going to go after either myself or low health stuff. As you can see, the enemy carrier hasn't paid attention to me, while ours has done a fantastic job of hitting ships that he needed to hit at the right time. Like the guy that was on D, I believe he's going to take care of the guy on C. My line of thinking right now is something capped A. Well, it has to be the carrier. There's nothing else left that could have potentially capped A. The other thing going through my mind is the enemy carrier starts killing our ships. It's going to come down to the two carriers versus each other. I want to give my team the best possible chance to win. Instead of wasting my time and just going after the carrier, I want to give my team the best chance to win in case the worst thing happens. We lose our battleship and our cruiser, which will leave the carrier and myself. So I'm going to cap A before I go and hunt down the carrier. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ping the map on where my radio position is telling me this carrier is. What I should have done was actually started turning my guns the other way, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I know it's the carrier over here. I don't want to go back to B because I'm figuring it's really 3v1. battleship, the cruiser, and the carrier's planes. They don't need me to help defend B. And even if these guys play Ring Around the Rosie, we're going to win even if those two guys die because we have 3 caps to their 1. Now, as you can see, I'm driving straight, and while all this is going on is all my lovely, beautiful typing skills. Like I said, I pinged the map, let them know where radio position finder is telling me, and just from judging on when that guy capped, speed approximately where I think he really is. Now, I would have liked to seen the friendly carrier actually go after the Queen Elizabeth with his strike craft, but you know what? He does bring his fighters to defend me, which I do really appreciate. But I mean, like I said, I would have liked to see the strike craft go after the battleship instead of what he's going to do. As you can see, he's starting to stack the stuff up and bring them over here. But maybe this guy's thinking, well, you know what? Those two guys are going to be able to handle the Queen Elizabeth, even if they Ring Around the Rosie. Let me go get some more damage. It's the end of the game. I'm not going to huss and fuss. It's not a big, like, oh, this is down to the wire. Now, I make a couple mistakes here. And I wouldn't say they're huge mistakes, but they're mistakes nonetheless. And I didn't give out information that I could have because, I know the carrier's paying attention to chat. The guy who was helping me out, I should have informed him as soon as I possibly could when this guy's damage control party is, so he can swoop in and help finish this guy off. I only sent one set to get this guy to turn, to do whatever, but I'm going to shoot because, well, why not? There's no point not to. And it's at this point I should have went into chat and said, hey, the enemy, his DCP is out. The guy did send planes to help me out. But I did think that, I'm trying to give our carrier a benefit of the doubt that he was paying attention, but it could have been a little bit too late. But this guy does do it smart. He brings his dive bombers in, gets the fires. Now I'm dropping my torps to try to set him up for the friendly. But it's at this point when I noticed is my mistake that I didn't say the guy's damage control party's already down. As soon as, I realized the carrier is waiting for his torp planes is when I type it into chat. He brings his planes in, realizing this. Like I said, it's just a small delay. It's a small mistake, but it's still, it's still a mistake. This guy could have brought his stuff in sooner to help me out, but his torps are going to connect. I'm going to get the kill with my guns. And now we're just going to check out the post-battle results. 88,000 damage, a dev strike. As you can see, this was during the birthday celebration. Number 1 on the team with base experience of 2,300. Oh, look, a money screen. I'm sure you guys have never seen this or care about this, but there it is. 28,000 damage from my main batteries, and of course the reason you do play Japanese destroyers is for the torpedoes. 6 of them landed for 59,000 damage, but more importantly, I wish I could showcase a little bit more spotting, but the games where you do a lot of spotting, you just aren't rewarded and they're boring as crap. But I just wanted to show you guys some Japanese DD gameplay with all the bitching and ranging that I do sometimes about them being nerfed. They are very challenging ships to play, but you have to position yourself correctly. You have to know what you're going up against. Now, this was, of course, a prime game for me, being top tier. But you know what? I still play this ship. Will always have a special place for this ship in my heart. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope you guys did learn something from this. The other reason I did show this is because I did do a Hirakazi game recently, and I wanted to show you the kind of the difference in what you have to do and some of the similarities between the two ships. Remember, guys, please compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Keep your replays coming in. We do enjoy them. The email for that is in the description down below. We appreciate all the support you guys do give us. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.